We are back with episode 14 of the week. You cut me off there.
that was the plan, actually.
Yeah. If You Build a Podcast, episode 14. I'm Riyad Ali.
I am Will Ellis, and this episode, and all episodes of If You Build It, I'm looking at you, camera, is about entrepreneurs and their journey. Please follow us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and we appreciate your support thus far. I'm very excited to meet. He said that he was your first black friend, Riyad's neighbor, and business owner who has the greatest name ever, Mr. Sheldon Sterling, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Pleased
When do you
to be
ever
here.
get an intro like that?
I mean, kind of put me on the spot here.
That was the point. Look at this guy. Nice jacket. Looks good.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
good.
I try once in a while. Once in a
there you
while.
go.
I don't look.
When
Look
I'm
at him. He dressed up for you. Look at this. Look at this guy right here.
I know. I had to compete with this
brooch,
guy.
right?
Look at the brooch right here.
He calls it a brooch.
That's newspaper. You think it's no? It's an old newspaper right there.
It's a napkin for food. Come on.
Perfect. Sheldon, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.
So tell us about, your journey, your business. Give us your backstory.
The backstory before For Us Electrical?
Of course.
Well,
Yeah?
basically, I know your story.
Yes.
You grew up in Foster.
Yes.
You
Yes,
worked
I did.
for a company in doing electrical, and then you moved on your own to become a master electrician.
Correct.
So talk to us about the journey, what made you change careers. Did Foster pave a way for this, or how that influenced your decisions? Like, talk about that.
So Foster, growing up in Foster, well, sometimes
Foster
it's
care.
good. Foster care, yeah. Foster
Yes.
care, yes.
Not the Fosters, the
No,
TV show.
no, nothing like that. I haven't seen the show, but it's probably better than the
Terrible.
foster care that I
It's
grew up in.
about a bunch of Fosters.
Oh, okay. Well, my journey wasn't one that I would recommend to anybody or wish on my worst enemy, to be honest. It was not a good upbringing. In one way, I'm not going to go through all the dirty gritty or whatever about it, but if I didn't have that background, I wouldn't be as strong and narrow-minded as I am right now. So once I put my mind to something, I try to do my best to prove all the people from my past wrong and accomplish any goal I set in front of me. I jumped into high school. I jumped into electrical right after high school. Most people were jumping into going to school for business tech and all that stuff. And most of them tried getting a job with me in the company I worked for about 6 years later. So I think I made the right decision getting into electrical. I've been doing it ever since 17 and a half years old. I worked for many companies. Well, not many companies. I worked for like 3 or 4. But once I decided in 2019 to say, why am I working for somebody else, making money for somebody else? Why can't I just do it for myself? My wife backed me. She was my rock. And as long as I had her saying yes, I stepped on the gas and haven't pressed on the brakes since.
Amazing. So again, let's touch on your upbringing.
Okay. All right.
How does I
knew we were gonna come to that.
I think about I had a couple of rough years myself.
Yeah.
How does one come from what you came from, being a foster care, figure out this is what you want for your life, and now, because now you're a father.
Yeah.
Right. Running a business, so you have kids. You have your business that's also a child. How do you sort of
Balance the two?
balance that? Because that's darkness.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And running a business, you want to turn into something that's light and great for your family and create a legacy for yourself. How do you balance that?
First of all, family first. It's like I always put my kids and my wife first. Obviously, I do this for my family.
Of course.
I started doing electrical before, but when I decided to own my own company, that was more for my 2 daughters and my wife. Like I just wanted to bring them anything that they can in life. Right. But I balance it by even my guys at work. When we work, we do 8-hour days, 5 days a week. I don't work weekends. We don't work overtime at night because we value family. Like us as a company, we value family. Now, if the guys come and say we want to put in some overtime because we need the money, I'll work something out for them. But because I have such a great time with my family, I tell the guys that you guys should be doing the same thing. Spending time with your family when you're not at work. Yes, we see each other more. Sometimes we see each other more than we see our families. So we try to make it a family environment at work. That being said, you have your own families. You need to spend time with them too. So We try to save
this is
money.
interesting because most people think you got to work because you're gonna have the best this, best that. But your children would appreciate the time they spent with you because you want to be that dad that's not there.
That's all they're going to remember. They're going to remember anything else other than time spent, right? That's it.
Yeah, and if you ask them now, they're going to say, yeah, we remember all these times we were dads with, time from going to the sports that they do to some vacations that we go on and whatnot. But yes, I try to put not just mine, but my employees' families first as well.
That's awesome.
So was there a defining moment that you can remember when you went from working for a company and then going full time on your own?
There was actually. So obviously I thought about it through the years, even before I met my wife.
Yeah, we used to have talks about this all the time, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
You guys talk. No idea.
But in 2019, there was a gentleman named, I'm going to name drop right now because he's one of the best guys I've met, but his name is Reg Dupuis, sorry. He was working for a company at the time that hired the company that I used to work for. And I was on that job since underground, 3 levels of underground parking. It was a 12-story project. So I was there for a couple of years. And he saw me working my way through, and every time they had an issue, they'd come to me, and I'd be able to answer their issues and solve their problems as fast as possible. He liked that and said, he was the one that tipped me over. I already wanted to do it, but he was the one that said, why don't you just do it? And I went home that same night and talked to my wife about it. And 3 months later, I opened the company. 3 months later, I wrote my master electrical license.
Wow.
And then about a month, 2 months after that, I opened up the company. Started with one person, and now we were up to 12. And then we dialed it back a little bit, just to filter out some of the people that didn't really want to work. Right. But I haven't looked back since, to be honest.
So what's the biggest challenge now that you?
So like I said, we had to dial it back because you had to find people that actually want to work. For me, is if you come and you don't know anything, I'll teach you. I'll guide you. I'll mentor you. But if you're the type that shows up, when you want to show up, right? And when you are at work, you're sitting in, we call hide and seek for $1,000 a week. When you go and hide in a bathtub for hours and still want to get paid for it.
Right.
Those guys, that's the issues that you have, trying to find good guys. Right. And then there's the odd builder that I was explaining to my friend Riyadh before that don't want to pay.
Right.
Right. But that's the ebbs and flows of owning a company, right? You, most of it's by a handshake. And even though there's a contract, they end up messing around. So those are the two biggest: manpower and finding good, legitimate companies that want to see you grow with them.
Right.
We're on the right track now, though.
When you came up with the whole philosophy of putting family first, when you're growing a business, how do you balance it?
It was tough, especially when you're first starting out, right? You have to I was literally putting my feet to the floor and
run after every call, run after anything that comes your way.
You're going into every general contractor, developer you can, handing out hundreds of cards, handing out, your name and putting yourself out there. And if you land 2, you're doing well.
Right.
Right. There was a lot of doors shut before one door opened.
Right.
Right. And, the balance is now that I've established myself, it's getting more back to the family that I wanted.
Right.
Right. But in the beginning, it's not like I was barely home. I'd wait for my kids to go to bed sometimes and I'd be out right back again, handing out flyers, putting on doorsteps and that. But now the balance is a lot easier, a lot better. Now that I put my name out there and I got my foot in the door.
There's something interesting. You said a lot of doors close before doors open. How do you stay positive when all those doors are closing?
It's tough, man. It's honestly tough. But like I said, from that background that I had growing up in foster care, when people are like, you can't do this, I just, I got mirrors in my house. I just look at the mirror and just say, you can. Never mind all that negativity that you grew up with in the past. Set your own path.
Gosh, you should write books because so many people. It's true. So many people, and I'm not knocking today's society, but use their upbringing or a bad situation to justify behavior, right? And I think you're using your upbringing to create a pattern of success. And so you said it's tough, but you must have done something within yourself, because growing with foster care, not having that kind of security, with family as a child is hard.
Yeah.
Very hard. And to want family values now, right?
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Want it is so hard.
Yeah.
What did you build up within yourself, or did you have friends around you growing up that gave you some kind of hope or vision for what you have today?
I can't really credit what I've gone through or what I've managed to do in my life to, I don't know if this is selfish, but just to me, like honestly, honestly, like
I love that.
I
thought you were gonna say Riyadh, and I was like, I don't agree with that. So
I didn't know that. Bro. Maybe he would have been. To be honest, he is one of the most positive people in my life.
In his weird way, I'm not saying weird. I'm not being rude here, but Riyadh works very, very hard.
Yeah,
and is very narrow focus, supportive.
Yeah,
to a T. But I wish at times you would take advice from others because he's very, very stubborn. Like, don't you find?
But
kills himself.
No. I can't. Maybe I don't spend enough time with him as you guys obviously do. But I kind of fed off him because when we moved in 2012, right? I was working for another company. When I met him, he was already an entrepreneur. He was already established. He was on his. I think you were doing the transition, right?
Yeah.
Right. So
I was like a seesaw, right? Back and forth. Trying to figure out what
so
to
he
do,
was
right?
influential as well when I decided, right? But the person that tipped me over was Reg Dupuis. But when I had people, like if I would just go with the people that I surround myself with, not too many of my friends are entrepreneurs right now, right? Riyadh and our other neighbor, they own their own businesses. And I was like, you know what? I want to feed off this.
Oh, so you are saying it might have helped you.
Okay, maybe a little. Maybe a little bit, yes. Right. But no, I took that as a positive and said, you know what? Why not? Right? Why not? And then at that moment...
Books? Do you read any books? Like, how do you... think about this.
I'm not even gonna lie, man. I hate reading.
How?
Yeah, he told me that one time.
I can't do it, man.
Here's a true story. I have been trying now for 2 weeks to watch Oppenheimer.
That's actually a good movie.
You know, apparently it's the best movie of all time.
I don't know about all time, but it is a good movie.
I got popcorn. I sat there and I was sitting there a Sunday afternoon, sun's bright up, I had popcorn in my hand.
Yeah.
30 minutes in, I'm asleep.
What?
Popcorn all over my chest. Ruined butter.
Okay, do you like history? Do you like history at all?
I love history, but I just found the movie slow. So I will have to watch it in chunks. I made that decision like 20 minutes.
Take naps in between?
I'm gonna have to because it was good, but because I slept.
It's a lot of information.
I have to rewind it now back to probably around 25 minutes in.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow, no.
I haven't watched it.
No, I typically watch movies late at night.
Right.
I spend time with the family. Actually, if the movie's good, I'm able to stay up for it. If it's not, I'm like,
as soon as something's boring, I'm out.
For me, me and my wife are both like,
really?
Oh yeah. I'm a big history buff too, though. So like, it's interesting.
You don't read,
to see what
but
tipped
you
the scale
like
back
history.
then. Yeah, no, yeah. Well, I liked history class. I kind of.
What about audiobooks? Would you listen to audiobooks?
I would listen to audiobooks, but
they're long.
Not really that. I don't. Most of the time, I'm not gonna lie. I like my sports, and I listen to sports podcasts and stuff when I'm like the job that we're doing in Gravenhurst. On the way back, I listen to football games.
Oh, okay. See, I forgot because I was talking about Oppenheimer, which honestly I want to see it.
I didn't even know what it's about.
It's about World War II and the atomic bomb.
Yeah,
and I like that stuff as well.
Yeah,
but I just. Yeah, I need to focus on it. But I'm not a movie person.
No, oh yeah.
No, I'm not. I don't watch a lot of movies.
Well, that doesn't help, obviously. But do you like reading though? Neither.
I don't read.
Oh no,
I do.
I'm an audiobook person.
Okay.
Audiobook and podcast.
Yeah.
Fanatic. I'll read things but it have to be like I'll read the news, like a newspaper article, but it has to be like business. Gotcha. I don't want to read. I don't care about reading what's happening around the world and with war or the environment. I want to read things that interest me.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. So back to so again, you said your history. I need to figure out where you got this mentality from, because like it's such. Yes, you love yourself.
Yeah.
You're first in self. You love self-love, but how did you get there?
So growing up in foster care,
yes,
there's 3 brothers. Okay, so myself, and 2 brothers.
Right.
Then my natural mother had 3 other sons that we didn't grow up with.
Oh.
Okay, so we were able to see how their lives were and how they were turning out. Those guys were in and out of prison.
Oh.
Drugs, violence, this and that. We went through domestic violence, but we didn't go through like street violence. Luckily, we grew up in suburbs of Pickering, and it doesn't get that violent there for us. So yeah, we had to deal with in-home stuff, but not outside stuff. So when we used to do our we didn't grow up with him, but we had our monthly visits, and we'd see these. Once we became of age, me and my natural mother kind of had a falling out. Still to this day, I don't talk to her.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but my older brother does, and he communicates to me and says, you know, our little brother's doing this and did this and did that, and I'm just like, I don't want to be that. Like I when this is dating back to like when we were 16.
Right.
I was like, I can't. I don't want to look. I don't want to see myself as that. So I told myself no, and since then I've been just doing the same thing. No, and saying yes to positive.
You know, I like him more. I do. I've always liked you, Sheldon, but I like you more because at the end of the day, you owe one person, for the life that you live, and that's yourself. No one else. When you're on your death, Jamaicans. What's your background? Jamaican. So
before you start talking about
before I talk about how great it is to be Jamaican, as a child, I was forced, and I now don't regret it, to see people die. Like it's something you go to the hospital, they gather on the bed. It's hot in the hospital room, but you watch someone as they're about to die, which I find strange. We weren't even that close. And I remember one time, my parents, like best friends, they came to Canada, like 75, dying of cancer. He's like, I'm using my full name, Willardy.
Say it again?
My full name's Willard. Thank you. Willard. Thank you. Willardy, if you're from Jamaica. And he's like, Willardy. The only thing that matters, like he says, come close. I was like, I got close. And the only thing that matters, he's like, turn around. I turned around, there's kids. And then he's like, that's all that matters. No other decision in life matters. I'm on my deathbed. And I could tell, he's like, I think Facebook was coming out, whatever, like 2009.
Yeah.
He's like, this Facebook stuff and all this other stuff, nobody cares. Then he died like an hour later.
Oh, wow.
That's it.
And that held with you.
That stuck with me. And again, if I was not in real estate, I don't think I'd be on social media personally.
Oh yeah,
time waste.
Yeah,
time suck. I mean, I love it.
Same with mine.
It eats a lot of time.
It's people that have been telling me you should be on social media. You should be on social media. The context that I had was by me being emotional, like moving around and doing things on my own. But to get your name out there and stuff, I'm not.
But you are on social.
Now I am.
And
yes.
your videos are great.
That's my wife.
It's the fastest way to get your name out there, right?
I know.
I mean, look at me. You yell at me every day about posting.
You have done very well in the last 18 months because we post a lot. And you're posting a lot now too. So who's helping you with your social media?
So to be honest.
What's your handle first?
Sorry. At 4S Electrical. So the number 4, the word or the letter S, electrical.inc. So at 4S Electrical.inc.
Right.
That's our Instagram, our TikTok. We're not on YouTube yet. We're getting there, but one step at a time. Perfect. Facebook, we're on, same handle.
Perfect.
Right.
And who's helping you with it?
To be honest, what you see there is either Stacy that started it, guys that I work with that were posting videos. Myself, I'll send the videos to Stacy and then she posts on there.
Right.
But we just actually hired help by not an influencer, but a social media guru person named Annie. I want to get the name of her company, but it'll come back to me because it's fairly new. Right. It's fairly new. We're just trying out. This is the first month that we started using her.
Yeah, because I think it will help. And I'm not saying yours is good.
Yeah,
but like our previous interview, Mr. DeRosa.
Oh yeah,
that guy's social media game is insane.
On point, eh?
The guy I saw here today is not the guy you see on social media.
Oh, is that right?
He's very good on social. Like I'm not saying he was great here.
Yeah,
but his social media personality is completely different.
I gotta see this now
from him in person. And I was like, wow. I thought it was AI at first. I was like, I was like during the interview, was that you? He's like, yeah, that was me. I was like, okay, that was AI. Like it's that good.
I got to get back to doing that. To be honest, I just been so busy trying to land more contracts.
Right. So
try to focus on social media.
About scaling your business. So again, you're the one. You're on the site, on the job site. Plus, you're meeting with people to get more jobs. Man, how do you manage that? I honestly just one day at a time. You can't think of everything else that's in front of you except for that interview, or not interview, but that meeting that you have, that the material that you have to pick up, the job site that you have to go visit, the job site you have to plan for. Like it's just one step at a time. If you try to take everything in that you're doing in that week, you get all stress filled and things start falling apart. So, yeah, I'm pretty much the city pulse. I'm everywhere for the company right now. It's tough, but we make it work. Honestly, it does help that Stacy helps with the wife.
My wife. Yes, she helps with a major portion of it. To be
Okay.
honest. We do it together.
Now on your sorry, you have a question.
One last.
Go ahead. No.
Has there been a day or a time since you've been, on your own that you said, man, I should have done this. I should have stayed with the company? Or have you ever always just been, I'm good?
No, like there was a time actually recently, like back in September. So in 2023, we dedicated our company for one client. That's a mistake I'll never do again. So we had clients in 2022 that had jobs coming up in 2023, but because this one client was talking a big game, saying he has this job site, he made it sound like we were going to have at least 3 years of work. So we dedicated 2023 to his projects, and this person ended up screwing us over. Just because I don't want any lawsuits or anything, I'm just going to keep it just plain and simple and say, since September, after pulling what's called a contractor off job, where I call our ESA, the inspecting governing body of our work, I pulled all my permits off the jobs and walked away and said, okay, start clean, start fresh. Since then, I've landed 6 new builders, and I won't do what I did with him. One project at a time. If this project is ending, I take whoever's on first, whoever is next in line, but I won't cancel with this person because this person says, no, we want you to do this one. Right. So that's one thing that, it was close where I was like, I go back to the last company I worked for. I left on good standing with every company I worked for before. So it would have been easy to go back, but I don't like taking the easy road. I like taking the hard road. So I worked through it. And like I said, I managed to land 6 new builders.
Wow. That's amazing. So on your days off, that was my question.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Yeah? Good.
On your days off, what do you do for fun and relaxation?
So, like for me or with the family?
For you.
First to you.
If it's hang out with the kids and the wife, great.
To be honest, I do my relaxing every day. I try to go to the gym every day in the morning. That's how I start my days.
Thank you. See? It's relaxing for us.
It is. It actually is.
Apparently, I have to start to work out. Apparently, this is not a good enough.
I mean, if you're already relaxed and calm, then you don't need to, right?
I have no choice, right? I have to be relaxed and calm at this weight, right?
But yeah, to be honest, that's my escape.
Right.
Where I put my headphones on and I just think, and I try not to think, but you can't help it, right?
Your brain never shuts.
Exactly.
In the sign of work,
no.
your brain's always.
No, you just got to make, but for what's relaxing is making sure I don't have any difficulties, which is why I go to the gym every morning. I look at my plan, my schedule, and if there's any adjustments I have to make, then I make them. It's all set up and ready to go by 7 a.m.
So you're working out at what time then?
So, well, I get up at 5 and I'm normally out the door at 5:30. This is every day. Try not to do it on Saturdays.
Right. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And Sheldon wants to play pickleball with us one day. So.
Sheldon, here's what happened last Thursday. So last Thursday we played pickleball. Myself, Riyadh, and Trevor Greenall, Ink the Scalp, and Todd, who's a realtor as well.
Yeah.
And Riyadh did not do too well last week.
Sorry, excuse me. Sorry?
Yeah,
I wish I was there to see that.
So Riyadh had a rough day.
Okay.
And
I played, so if I played with average people, it would have been fine. But when you play people who know how to play, you know what I mean? Yeah. I played ball yesterday, the day before. So
am I average or below average?
You're good at racket sports. I never played racket sports growing up. So,
well, you play. Is he good at squash?
He's really good at squash. I've yet to this day to beat this guy in squash.
Yeah. I beat him at squash.
You did, but I did not.
Oh, really?
Just twice
I've beaten you
twice.
4 times.
No,
we played 3 times, and I beat you twice.
Oh, that's it. I thought you guys just play all the time.
No. We just the 2 of us a couple times. Yeah, because one time you weren't able to come.
I was there. Yeah.
And that's when we just played. It's 2022. This is so long ago.
We're playing again tonight now. I'll ruin your 3 days.
Last football, he was not doing too good, and I was doing great. And
because rephrase that. When we were partnered, we didn't do well at all.
Right, but again, you only won 1 game that entire night. So clearly the weakling was not me. Right. So everyone's not to have a bad run. Very rarely do you look bad. You look bad.
I was gassed.
And we need to get you a racket. That's what we decided. Because you were saying your racket was warped or something.
Where do you guys
play? In Pickering.
Okay.
We need you to come out. What's it called again?
Malati Ma. It's like Bailey and by the GO train.
Isn't that Pickering playing fields? Is there another spot?
It's around there.
Oh, it's around
Yeah,
that
it's an
area.
industrial. Yeah.
Okay.
It's around there.
So
But
you need to join us on.
you need to join us and play because see this fat body here. This body is very fat. I'm a walking heart attack. But for some reason, weirdly, I'm okay at racket sports.
Yeah, because
long arms.
Long arms, and I grew up playing them.
Yeah, see, when I hit the ball, I just hope it goes over the net.
right,
But he hits the ball, he knows how to place it, right?
Exactly, yeah.
That's a difference.
Yeah,
you know
so
where the
yeah,
ball's
you
going to
play.
be.
You know, and Joseph, if you get to see you play it, it would be because it's such a good sport. The reason why it's you ever played? Never
No,
played
not
before.
pickleball. No.
The reason why it's such a good sport, it's because it's like ping pong.
Mhm.
It's both, and it's like tennis.
It's if they had baby, that's what it'd be.
Yeah. Without like tennis is intense and hard. It's not that hard. You play in teams. You move a bit. Great workout. But that is hard on your body as a squash or a tennis.
I've seen it on
Yeah.
TV, like John McEnroe.
Yeah. He owns a team or something like that. Yeah. So it's so good. Yeah. So this needs to happen very soon.
So we're going on record. Sheldon's playing.
Yeah. 100%.
Okay, yeah, I ain't scared. It's just a matter of timing.
Yeah, for sure.
That's all it is. If you guys can tell me like week in advance, couple
You'll
events.
know 100%. I know you're running a business.
Yeah, exactly.
You're a very important business. So how do you see your business growing? We've already talked about this. Like, how are you going to grow your business? And I think you just said you're investing in social media.
Yeah.
What will this company do for your business?
So what would this company or
Yeah,
what?
the company.
Oh, the social media company.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you hope to get out of it?
Yeah,
Like,
what's the goal here?
So to be honest, just get our name out there.
Okay.
It's not even really for like we plan on doing podcasts of how to properly do electrical because there's a lot of times where we get calls from people that call ESA and there's scam artists out there
Yes.
all day and they're just doing everything completely wrong. So we get calls numerous times to go and fix pot lights, soffit pot lights, panel upgrades that were done illegally. Like it's just you'd be surprised with some of the stuff we saw. So it's more to get the word out there. It's not really to get more business because most of the clients that we have are developers or custom home builders.
They're long-term clients.
Yeah, they're long-term clients. Yes. We started small by doing basement renovations, bathroom renovations, kitchen renovations. Then we got up to whole homes, custom homes. And now we're into the bigger mid-rise projects, right? Or subdivisions with townhomes, stacked units. And we're now bidding on condo jobs. So the social media is more to build awareness of hiring these con artist electricians or quote unquote electricians.
There's a real risk if you have someone install things
100%.
incorrectly
That's a huge risk
in your home.
Definitely a huge risk. It's not just it's people's lives at
Right.
risk.
You
Right.
say the ESA. I believe when my basement was finished, they had to bring the ESA in to look at things. Is that normal?
No, that you have to do that.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. And
So a proper electrician would have to use the ESA to get everything approved,
so you have to have your master's electrical license,
right?
your electrical contractor's license, and you have to be once you have those two, you'll
Right.
be on the ESA's directory of companies. Right. So when you go to do electrical projects, you
Right.
do have to take out notifications. If you do not, there's big fines. And it could even up to jail time.
Right. So when someone is getting a quote from any kind of electrician, they should explain this process to you.
I always do. And
Right.
yes, it's
So if they don't explain the process of the various levels that have to be tied to a job,
Yep.
then I guess there could be a scam artist.
they could be, yes. Yeah. You always want to make sure that they're registered on the ESA's directory.
That was directly online? Could they
Yes.
go in? Okay.
You can actually
Yes, I know that.
actually search the company. Yeah. If you go on ESA's website, you just type in you go to a list of companies, I think it is,
Right.
or electrical contractors. It might just say ECs, but if you click on that, type search, you can find our company, For Us Electrical.
Right. Wow. No, honestly, I didn't know that at all.
Yeah.
You're educating us already. This is a reel right now. You educating these two dumb realtors about the fact that there's a website that you can that's huge.
Yeah.
That's-
And
wow.
it's good for your viewers to know that too.
100%. No,
'Cause
that's
there are a lot.
and that's really good. Actually.
You'll find them more and more now, even more recently than a couple of years back with the refugees coming in.
Right.
Yeah, like our uptick in calls is like times 10
Right.
from dating back to 2021. Right, it got a little worse in 2022, but 2023 was bad.
Right.
Yeah, just keep that in mind. Always ask for their ECRA, Electrical Contractors Registry Agency. I think it's been a while since
And so they should be able to present that to you.
Absolutely, yes.
So again,
I'd show you my card, but it's in the trunk.
Yeah.
What's your social again so people can find you?
At 4selectrical.inc. So that's at the number 4, letter S, electrical.inc.
Oh, is the S for Sterling?
Not, but it is for, it's.
That's with his family.
Yeah, it has to do with family. Yeah.
Oh.
So there's 4 of us. There's my daughters, both their names start with S, and my wife, me and Stacy, are S. So there's 4 S.
And your dog.
Now, yeah, we're contemplating changing it to 5S electrical. We're like, no, 4 is a good number. 4 is a good even number.
So your wife changed her name?
No.
Well, I didn't mean with an S in her name. Is that funny?
Stacy?
Yeah.
It's kind of random, but
It's random, but an S, it's interesting.
that my wife's name starts with S.
And I'm just saying, it's just interesting. That's all.
So
Observation.
when we met, when we decided to have kids, we said our kids are going to be their names are going to start with S. So if they're boys, which they're not, they're 2 girls.
Right.
We made sure that their names start with S's too. It's just kind of made sense when we opened the company to call it 4S. 4S Electrical, yeah.
Well, perfect. Well, thank you. See how quick. Are we done here? We're done, aren't we?
Yeah. Are we getting the hook?
Well, he's like, hurry up. Gotta go eat. Again, our socials, if you build it, on Instagram, TikTok. We're on TikTok for our real estate company, the DR Real Estate Group. And also, you can find this podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Thank you, Mr. Sterling, for your story.
Thank you guys.
Triumph, success, failure, and then rising from the ashes to succeed again.
Thank you so
very
much, guys.